Now it's the question of what's next in this case that started over 2 years ago.
That's right. Our own Elliot Adams joins us in studio to answer that question. I'm sorry, Elliot. Now there's two options for the next steps for CPB's defense. Isn't that right?
Katie, that's correct. And one of those options could see this case being taken up by the Wisconsin Supreme Court. The two options right now are to either file an appeal to the Supreme Court within 30 days or accept the Court of Appeals decision. Harry Hertel, an Eau Claire-based defense attorney, expects the Supreme Court appeal will be filed. From there, the prosecution will also be allowed to file a response and then wait to see what happens.
Bottom line is then the Supreme Court makes a ruling by voting numbers as to whether to accept the case for a certiorari review, as it's called, where they listen to what the decision of the Court of Appeals is, but they can either affirm it, they could reverse it, or they could take some steps to send it back for additional information.
The Wisconsin Supreme Court typically only takes on about 10% of the roughly 1,000 appeals received in a term. As for the other option, the case would proceed like normal. From there, Judge Stephen Gibbs would schedule an arraignment and CPB would enter his plea. Keith, Katie, I reached out to all the parties involved and neither Judge Gibbs nor the prosecution commented on today's ruling. I also reached out to CPB's defense on whether they are considering to appeal and received no response.
All right, thank you so much, Elliot. You can see our extensive coverage on this case and read the entire 23-page Court of Appeals decision at WQW.com.